Yeah, this section is going to be where I will pour my heart out to you. If what makes my life meaningful to me is teaching this LightBody program. And we have now completed 24 months of training. And those people who are watching this who don't understand what's going on about the LightBody program, what is the LightBody and how true it is off-the-wall concept. And how can this body, which is flesh and blood, turn into light? It's unscientific. It is. Nobody has turned their body into life. That's not true. There are a whole bunch of people who have turned their body into light. And that has not happened recently, but in every tradition we have this knowledge available or the wisdom available, the ancient traditions. They knew how to turn the body into light. And why would anybody want to turn the body into light? Why don't we compromise to disease? Why don't we compromise to aging? Why don't we compromise to die? Because this is what is, what we see in life. And then, to talk about light body and immortality is not going to happen. That is our, the mainline thinking. That has to change. I have had many lifetimes, and every lifetime I came to this earth plane, I taught only the light body. Why? You can become a billionaire. Still, there is no guarantee that you will not have disease. There is what is guaranteed is, of course, disease is guaranteed. What is guaranteed is you are going to lose your vision. What is guaranteed is you are going to lose your hearing. What is guaranteed is you are going to lose your teeth. What is guaranteed you are going to lose your energy. What is guaranteed you are going to grow old and age and sit at home and you can't even go to the bathroom. I knew this in this lifetime at least. There was something happened when I was young. My father had cancer. And he used to roar in pain. That was about 55 years ago. And at that time he got the best treatment available in India. Like he was at Adyar Cancer Research Institute, but they couldn't do anything. So he came home and in Rameswaram, and he was slowly dying, but a very, very painful death. Very, very painful death. He used to roar in pain. Then it kicked in my brain. Is this human destiny that we have to deal with this aging process, the disease process, the death process? No, it is not. We have to look at the alternatives. It is scientific. Light body is scientific. We are only simply applying Einstein's model that matter is just light. If it is a scientific truth in a physical domain, it is also a scientific truth in the human existence. So we are a bunch of light particles, but we don't feel that. Why? Because we are committed only to the three-dimensional existence. So in this session, what is new I am going to do for those people who are listening to this program, who have been with me trying to work on their third eye, which is the pineal gland, and then working on changing their breath and going into the midbrain. That's what we have been extensively doing in addition to chanting some very powerful chants from Swami Ramalingam, who turned his body into light, and who also advocated that this is the only way that human beings can have perfect happiness. And as he said, the time is right now. More than ever, people will resonate to this teaching. Why? Because after December 23rd December of last year, The Earth itself is going through a transformation. She is becoming a light planet, a planet of light. So we are all going in the process of evolution along with the Earth. And those people who are stuck in the third dimensional world of flesh and blood and ego and senses, money, food, and sex, they will also evolve along with the earth plane. There is more opportunity for us to evolve now. Can you accept this through, this misery, this body, which is going to lose its power down the road when we age? Why can't we do something? It's not going to cost a lot of money. All that we need to do is to change our consciousness, to go deep and dig. What power do we have? In the two sessions that I spent with you, one on timeline jumping, how parallel realities are available. Parallel time realities are available. Similarly, parallel body realities, consciousness realities are available. I'm going to talk about the 13 dimensions that are available for us to live. But then we are stuck only in the third dimension. And it's our own fault. Okay? We have not known all these options that are already available to us. We have shied away because we are so absorbed in the materialistic world, and then compromised to pain, death, suffering, and all these ugly realities. We are angels. This is not only the finding of the Siddhas alone or the yogis alone, because none of them wanted to die. So because from a very early age onwards, Jnanasambandha, the child prodigy, he asked, he was praying to God, God, what I'm waiting for? What I am waiting for? Am I waiting for the time when I will lose my sight, my hearing, my teeth falling, and my body losing energy? That is stupid. I don't want to do that. But what do I want to do that? Listen to this carefully. What he is praying is, while I am on the earth plane, I should have everything. When I want to leave, and then I just have to disappear. This is the prayer. And if we pray, he says, if we pray like that, there is nothing wrong. That's 200% life. But it is not right to compromise to diseases, aging, and death. That is, only living this materialistic three-dimensional life. You can just move and live other, realities. And that is the LightBody program is about. Ramalingam committed his whole life to the process of the light body, how the body can go into light. What you have to need to know, like just like the timeline jumping, the other parallel realities that are available to us. What are they? I don't want to blah blah anymore. What are those opportunities? Where are those dimensions? That these dimensions exist in the space, also they exist within your body. The first three dimensions are not that important. One is the mineral kingdom is the first dimension with atoms, molecules, and then of which we are made up of. Two. The second is the plant and the animal kingdom. And surprisingly, the angels and demons are also in this dimension. That means they are also within you. Dimension means, as I said, they are inside you and also outside you. Okay, and this all I will explain when I do this LightBody program. And those people who are in the LightBody program, this is going to be totally a new experience. Not that I am going to leave out the awakening of the third eye. We are going to continuously work on the third eye, because once the third eye is open, everything becomes very, very easy. But together with that, the dimensions and understanding the dimensions and living the dimensions are very, very important. So the third dimension, the first dimension is the mineral kingdom. The second is the plant and animal kingdom and the gods and angels. The third is what all we know. We all always talk about that, third dimensional reality. We live this third dimensional reality, which is we don't really feel the spirit. What do we feel? We feel this flesh and blood. We feel the ego. We feel the mind. We feel the senses. Other than that, nothing is known. This is third dimensional human life of total ignorance. So what is the stumbling block? This very body is the stumbling block. It has to be turned into light. Then only we can have the kingdom. That's why Paul said in Corinthians, don't be fooled by thinking that the kingdom is going to come down to earth. Because this corruption, this body will not be able to live the kingdom. The kingdom will not be lived by this body. So what has to happen? He saw clearly, in the wink of an eye, the body will turn into light. The wink of an eye, the body will. So don't think that you have to really, really work hard. You have to do some preliminaries, which I am going to be teaching, and prepare ourselves. But it is going to happen in the wink of an eye. Anybody who got this light body got it through an extraterrestrial contact, or God, to put it very simply. And you have to be able to move to that level wherein you can see God, able to relate to God. And why are we not seeing it? Because we are trying to see it through eyes. We don't see the atoms, we don't see the particles. That doesn't mean that they don't exist. Similarly, you have to, in order to see God, you have to be in a different dimension. And if you are in a different dimension, then you can not only see God, then you will also become the God. Then you will know that you are God. And why are you settling down to the third dimensional reality? So human evolution, whether you like it or not, is going to happen. So I'm calling on all those people to whom this teaching will resonate, come and be part of the program. And we have to really change this world. I know that not everyone is going to relate to this. Everyone is going to relate to this three-dimensional reality, which they call the MFS, money, food, and sex. This is what the three-dimensional reality is. And most of the world will be lost in this ignorant feeling. They don't, want to think about the old age and cancer and confining to a wheelchair. Even if they do, I've seen so many people sitting in the wheelchair and then looking at their interest rates, the deposits are making, and then yelling at the wife or husband, "Oh no, you're not taking care of this." Hey, you are in a wheelchair, you cannot even go to the bathroom. Why is there such an obsession on this? See, the worst thing that can happen is to die with this consciousness. Then, as a spirit, you are going to still be limited, because the experience that you have gained in this world is going to really govern you. So the worst thing that can happen is to die with an ignorant consciousness. So the real education is to see how unlimited we are while still we are in this body. The body has been given to us to understand and experience what limitation is, and then learn from it so that we can become free from all limitations. So we are not the three-dimensional flesh and blood reality. In the wink of an eye, the body will turn into light. That's what Ramalingam says. That was Manikvasu says. That was Jnanasambandha says. That's what the Egyptian people, the pharaohs who were able to turn their body into light, they had this understanding. They knew even more. There were chairs in Egypt where the king can go and sit and then disappear, because they will go into a different dimension because they had a technology. So I'm not just confined only to the Indian model. Even the 14th dimensions I have been indebted to several ascended masters who just gave this technique to us. Okay. Now I want to stop the blah blahing here and then go into real technique. What can happen? Sure. Now the first step is at least forget about the 14th, 13th step, and I'll talk about it a little bit. Although, so we are flesh and blood reality. We have to get rid of this. Even within your own structure, you can use this. And what was Christ trying to do? Christ was trying to do is he said, people asked for food and fish and bread. They told Jesus, "Give me fish and bread, because this is what Moses gave us." And he manifested and gave it to them because he was a Siddha who could manifest. But what he said to them was, "I will give you eternal life." What is this eternal life? We don't care for eternal. We cannot relate to that. Give me the fish. So this is the consciousness of the people. But Jesus said at the end, when he was ready to go, he clearly said the problem is the body, the flesh and blood. Okay? You are going to participate in my dissolution of my body, of my blood. That's the communion. Here is my blood. Here is my body, giving the wine and the bread. So whenever you are doing the ceremony, it's a symbolic act, a cosmic act, wherein you have to get beyond the human three-dimensional reality and just like Jesus rise into an astral body. And that puts me to talk about the astral body, which is the fourth dimension. The fourth dimension is very important because that is where we are first going to experience the non-physical, non-three-dimensional reality, because all the time what we do is we feel this physical body, we feel our ego, we feel the senses, we feel the house, we feel the bed, we feel only these things. Are these the only things about who we are? We are not just the body, we are just not the mind or the senses. So in the fourth dimension, when you live the fourth dimension, which is the astral dimension, which I am going to teach in the program, we progressively go to the fourth, to the fifth, to the sixth, to the seventh, to the eighth, theoretically I understand. But even within the fourth astral dimension, I just mentioned about Yukteswar appearing before Paramahamsa Yogananda. Hey, I'm in the astral plane. And thought manifestation is a common thing here. You don't have to die to go to the astral plane and then experience that. You can have that experience here while you are still living. Okay, that's what we looked at in the previous section. So in the astral plane, in the astral dimension, which is the fourth dimension, there is siddhi powers, gods and goddesses live. Duality ends. Duality ends at the astral plane. So this is a very simple technique that I am teaching, that you should never ever, for instance, give credence or credibility to the physical body. Just I will give you an exercise. Close your eyes. You feel the body. You have legs, hands, and internal organs within the body. The brain, the different parts. This is experiencing the three-dimensional reality. This is mind fully functioning and giving you access only to this three-dimensional reality. Now, how to get into the astral plane or the astral consciousness within your own soul? Just imagine that this body doesn't exist. This body doesn't exist. This body is a mirage, not real. And say to yourself, I'm not a body. I'm not the body. I'm not the body. Now visualize the astral body separating as a light body and walking out of you, and you identify with that light body. That is able to go and pierce through the wall because you don't have flesh and blood body. The light body, the astral body can go anywhere it wants to. And your identity is not with the flesh and blood body. It is only with that light astral body of light. What you are doing is the bhavana. Bhavana means it's an imagination. But that imagination is real. That's why Einstein said, imagination is better than intellect. So don't think imagination is fooling yourself. You fool yourself only when you think that this physical body is everything. Imagination is better than the intellect. Let the astral body come back to yourself and merge with the physical body. And now feel within the body both the astral body and the physical body. Feel within this body, physical body, the vibrations of the astral body. Yes, it is imagination, but imagination is better than intellect. Now again send this physical body, this astral body out of you. It goes wherever it wants to go. It has no duality. It can have thought manifestation. It has all the siddhi powers. Now the body comes back to you. Feel the body within the body. Astral body within the physical body. Now, open your eyes. Now, this is a very important meditation. Not only a meditation that you will do, with closed eyes. You should have this consciousness all the time, because this is all Maya. You are in a dream, the dream of the third dimension. Now go into the dimension, the fourth dimension of another dream, a very fantastic life of non-duality, of Siddhi powers. It was interesting that somebody came to me about 20 years ago, and he was a Siddha, and he said there is another Siddha who was flying in the air. He gave me this technique to disappear. Okay. And what was it? He said, he gave me a herb. There are herbs also, because that makes me to talk about herbs. There are herbs that can change consciousness. The LightBody herbs are going to be available. We just started a herbal company. So you will get notification of that. That can refine your consciousness. That's very, very something I'm very excited about. So I wanted to produce these things in the United States itself, so that the hygiene and the standards are kept here better than anywhere else. So yesterday was my birth star day, so we started that LightBody herbs that can give you the experience that change the chemistry of the body. So that was again a gift of the Siddhas, who have been working for centuries on the LightBody to liberate human beings from diseases, from aging, and from death. Okay, so again, to go back to the Siddha, what he gave me was a herb, and then I have to hold the herb. And with that herb, I will go in front of the mirror and then stare at my picture. Now we can do that. You don't have the herb, because that's a special herb that I don't know what that herb is, and it one day it disappeared. That's okay. The time when you see that you are not able to see your image in the mirror, that means nobody can see you. So you have to meditate with the herb and look at yourself in the mirror, and then when you cannot see your reflection, that's the time that your body has disappeared. And it happened to me. And after that, for some reason, it miraculously disappeared, the herb. In any case, but I want you to do this technique also. Just go and stare at your physical body, because this is an illusion. This is an illusion. The truth is what the light, not matter. It is because of your misperception that we are seeing that. So whenever you just go in front of the mirror, it's a very beautiful meditation. Then you will see yourself, the transformation, your body disintegrating. And then at some point your eyes will close, and then you can go into a deeper meditation. So that there are dimensions, there are other dimensions, like the fifth dimension is the heaven. That is also within us. There is no suffering. When you live the heavenly consciousness, there is no suffering whatsoever. I'm going to teach those techniques also. And then the sixth level is the where you get to know about the blueprint of how everything is happened, because all that is there. It is there within us, but we have not tapped into it because we are so busy working with our day-to-day reality, and then that's all the world we know. Then we die, and we age, and this is not an acceptable option. I started with my father, who was suffering from that time onwards. It became, no, this is not acceptable. As I said, this will not make sense to most people, but they will let them learn on their own time. But those of you who vibrate with it are people who are evolved, who are going to help the world, and I want you to join together with me. There are so many movements now happening. They all want to light. They are called the light workers. Why there are so many light workers now than before? It is because the time is right. The time is right now. So I'm going to reveal to you all the different dimensions that are available to you. I don't have time to go through all the dimensions. There are 13, at least 13. There are countless, but I have stopped with 13 dimensions, which I will systematically explore during this program, the Enhanced LightBody Program. The program, the Enhanced LightBody Program itself, has three sections. One is how to get out of this timeline. This timeline is the events in this lifetime, your body, your finances, your relationship. All this have to be transcended and live a parallel timeline, which is unlimited. So I will spend about roughly about 3 months or 3.5 months, or whatever the time it takes. It's a 1-year program. The second one is gaining the siddhi powers of just completely training the mind with the Sanskrit sounds given to us by Patanjali. I gave you the experience of the sound it raising Kundalini. So many things I will go through with you for different siddhi powers. That will be like a 4 or 5 month course, 4 months or 4.5 months. And then the LightBody Program, where you will learn all these dimensions, how to activate all these dimensions, and how there are specific meditations that you will engage in, and also how to build that consciousness within you, within the soul, activate them. Okay, and then that is worthwhile, a lot more profitable than spending all your time running around making hundreds of millions of dollars. Well, what are you going to do? You're going to still die, and then still be attached to money in this world and not living the life which is worthwhile. So we are light. Between $1 billion and then a light body, which is preferable? The light body is preferable. Okay, so I don't judge people by the amount of money they have, by the wealth of their consciousness. Wealth is a matter of consciousness. Wealth is not a matter of bank balance. That YouTube and Google, and thanks for the Earth plane itself. Thanks for Mother Earth. That she's evolving, she's supporting us more than ever. We have the opportunity to grow, to evolve, so that we are not just the flesh and blood, but we are angels. That is the truth. So we have to get back, reverse the fall. The fall is from heaven to earth, Eden to the earth plane, where we begin to experience this pain, death, and disease. Not acceptable. Please don't accept it. And let's all join together in our own little level. Some people will be able to commit totally for it. Some people can resonate it a little bit. Everybody is in their own evolutionary, pace. But we must do it and I know that's what why I'm living. That's what makes my life meaningful. So thank you all, and thank you for all the people who worked very, very hard in putting together this program. And thanks.